This is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada, but have rocking a beautiful Toronto background behind me because to me, that's my real home. But here we are, April the 3rd, 2024, and we have Skittles.
Hey,
We got Skittles. Skittles says he demands to be introduced before the guest. He demands it because he's related to the King of Beast.
oh,
And I've saw proof at the Toronto Zoo because the lions lay down on their ass and sleep all day too. Folks, I have a filmmaker and effects artist on the show today by the name of Tommy Graef. How do you do, Tommy?
excellent. Thank you so much for having me on, Greg. I've loved your show. I love your interviews, and so thank you for allowing me this time to, present my project.
Skittles wants to know if you have treats.
Oh, I will be sending some out to you. Although
Skittles,
Skittles'
you hear
head is
that?
disappearing right now.
Oh, gee, Skittles, you hear that? You're disappearing. I know one thing, you disappear quickly in the moment I say, hey, is the apartment cleaned? Oh yeah. Oh, he didn't like the sound of that. He wants down now.
I
He's like,
grew up with lots of cats, so
I love my kitty kitty.
beautiful,
He-
beautiful.
He's lazy. He's my lazy kitty, but he's my buddy and companion.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it's great to have you on here. So you say you've listened to my show for a while?
Yeah, I mean, well, since Scott was on, I sort of checked out some of the other things of Bobby Heckman. I listened to his interview, and who'd you have on? There was another one I caught on to recently. I can't remember the
Well, Bobby
gentleman's.
Heckman's been on twice, but the other one I think was in 2020. So that one's up on Spotify because I don't have the 2020 ones, the 30 that I did up on YouTube. So there was 30 from 2020 and there was three in 2019 that aren't up on YouTube because my brother was translating those and hasn't gotten around to it. And I started a Spotify because YouTube is making me a little nervous with some of their censorship. They actually pulled one of my interviews because of misinformation on health. And
Oh,
all we had was a casual conversation about the bug.
I know. It can't discuss anything anymore. It's sad.
Basically, I asked this woman what the pandemic was like where she was,
Mhm,
what in her part of the world, and that was basically it. We
mhm,
had a conversation about that, and I'm like, I've had that conversation a million times with other guests, but so I was like, well, if YouTube's going to do that, there's other platforms.
mhm.
So
Yes.
I'm just preparing for that because I don't trust them.
Hmm.
Quite frankly, I've seen a lot worse on YouTube
Oh yeah.
than that interview. I'll tell you that.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Rumble's another place people have been flocking to.
I'm got a Rumble account, but I want to know if I'm able to put my because all my interviews pre-2021 were audio only. Am I able to put them up on Rumble?
Oh, I don't know. I would imagine. It's a good question. I don't know if they'd have a restrict. You have to have video. I don't know.
See, that's my only thing. But nonetheless, but I got you on here today, and Scott Hand's been on here, and Scott's been in touch with me recently. Sent a link to something I haven't looked at yet because I've been so busy, but I'm going to look at it. But he did, of course, the film. I'm going to
Lycaon.
screw, huh?
Lycaon.
There you go. You got it. I was going to botch that too. Yes. Yeah. But before we get to that, I'd like some of your background, and what led you to get into the business.
Oh, okay. Well, I almost don't. I don't really consider myself in the business in that sense. But in college, my friends and I, for my thesis, did a 90-minute. I say extremely weird, highly offensive pretty gory horror film. Very like I like surrealism, so most of my work is very odd and surreal. And my buddies Tom Ronca and Mark Singer. Tom is now an editor out in Los Angeles, and he worked on a lot of the seasons of Ancient Aliens. That's a whole nother discussion. and yeah, so and I unfortunately didn't pursue film like I wanted to. After college, we took our little 90-minute film, which was shot on Panasonic I think it was M1 format, which took like an SVHS tape and whipped it through 20 times or 5 times normal speed. And it's right now it's sitting on a bunch of masters. I don't even know if they're still good. We can't do anything with it. And it's just fun, it's just goofy. I realized I always struggle with depression. And at that time, I was studying biology and had a lot of just trouble deciding what I was going to do. So this film and going through Tom Savini's book and using that as a guide to recreate a lot of the effects for my own project really like helped me through a tough period. Um,
Mhm.
then after college, I was very into horror all of my life. I was the oddball in the family. Got saw a film that made me realize my life was not going in a good direction, and I got more into the church, working with kids, and then slowly got back into horror. When I saw Necromantic, I was like, this. It affected me, let's just say. um, and then so I kind of stayed away from horror for a bit until The Ring. And when I saw The Ring, I loved that film because it brought creepy back. It reminded me of something cool in horror again. And so then I was catching up on all the stuff I missed during the mid '90s. And in the early 2000s, I went to work with a homeless shelter in Atlantic City, working with the homeless and the addicted and the mentally ill. And in the midst of all that, I was also working video production, a corporate video production. So I had all those skills that I picked up from college. I was still using, and then in 2000 something or other, I forget, early tens, I did a short called Segments of Jonah, which played in some festivals, including Greg Lamberson's. At that time, it was Buffalo Dreams Fantastic Film Festival.
Mhm.
And Greg's been an immense supporter and helper. And it's there that Debbie Rochon was I was playing with him on at 1 p.m. on a Friday, and he mentioned that Debbie Rochon needed to arrive, be picked up from the airport. And I said, Debbie Rochon. And he said, yeah, she's going to come and premiere her film tonight, which was Model Hunger with Lynn Lowry. Had you seen that?
I've got it.
It's great. It's brutal. It's fantastic. And Lynn says it's one of her favorite roles. And
I've got it signed by Lynn, right in my collection here.
oh wow.
Yeah, I met Lynn in 2018 at Horrorama, and this doesn't really happen, but she gave me her phone number and stuff
Mhm.
right there.
Mhm.
And she said she'd do my podcast. So the following year, she was no, it wasn't the following year. It was whenever I got onto Zoom here. But I had her on. I was the first podcast she did.
Mhm.
And not only did I have her on here, but I must have a good 5 or 6 movies signed by her,
Oh wow.
including Model Hunger. When I met her at Horrorama 2018, she had copies of a film I'd never heard of called Sugar Cookies on her
Mhm.
table. And I kind of was like, I wanted to see what it was like seeing her and Mary Warnow act
Mhm.
along against each other. So I bought that. She signed it. And I got shipped. She has these things through Facebook where she did signs pictures and these movies when they come out, and she has these bundles. And I've gotten every one she's done. So I've gotten Shivers, The Crazies, Model Hunger,
Cat people.
Cat People. Yes, I've got that one too. maybe another one as well, but I don't know right off the top of my head. But but nonetheless, I got that and a bunch of pictures signed by her. And of course, she's tremendously photogenic. Now, I haven't had Debbie Rochon on here yet. It's something I got to work on, but I'd love to get her. But you were talking about her being picked up at the airport.
Yeah, yeah. So Greg, it was so cool. He called her and said, "Hey, this guy would really like you to, if you can make it here for his film." And she did. She was there on time and saw it. And we had Greg let me do a little like of the 10 people that were in the audience at that moment. Um, uh, and it was great when the film ended. All I heard from the background was someone go, "What the?" And then someone said, "Shh, he's right over there." Because I mean, it's a very weird, surreal. Multi At that point it was very multimedia, it had different like types of visuals and art and art forms in it, and Debbie was so encouraging and so great. And then I got, that night I saw her premiere model Hunger. Lynn was not there for that, so I didn't get to meet Lynn yet. And anyway, so it was so sweet of her, so encouraging. But see, I'm not really good around new people, crowds, or women. So, so afterwards, I didn't know how to approach her and talk more. So that's why I got a dog, so that when I go to places, people talk to the dog, right?
Well, I got a cat, but Skittles don't like to go anywhere.
Oh no, get a leash, get a leash.
Oh, gee, yeah. No, I think Skittles is best just seen on my videos, little short videos I do of yeah. But but yeah, I got the same problem with talking to women, because I've gone through almost 52 years. This year I'll be 52 and never a girlfriend. But I'll tell you though, probably the best lady friend I have is actress Lisa Langlois because,
Oh,
when I had her on my show the second time, we got talking about travel, and she invited me to assist her at Horrorama in 2017, and it was my first time on a plane, first time on a subway, first time on doing a lot of things, and she has become my best lady friend.
oh, that's
And
awesome.
yep, and I've done 3 conventions with her. I'm about to do a fourth, my first one in the US, Chiller.
Mm. Oh, wait, you're going to come down chiller in New Jersey?
Yep.
Oh, when is that? Because
It's from April 26th to 28th.
I should head over there because it's only about an hour away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll be at Lisa's table, and I'm looking forward to doing this with her. And she is awesome. And she was in the movie Class of 1984 and Happy Birthday to Me and Phobia, Deadly Eyes, and all kinds of stuff. But but she has become a wonderful friend, and she's taught me a lot about how to market myself, improve myself, and she's taught me a lot about how to treat women. Not that I was treating them bad before,
Right, right.
but uh, Lisa's become a wonderful friend.
Awesome.
Nothing romantic or anything like that. Just a wonderful friend who's been very encouraging, and I can just be myself around her, which is something I can't say about women I know here.
Mm,
Yep.
mm.
So,
It's tough. It's people did this for centuries. I don't know how we're so messed up in society today that.
well, Lisa's not the only one either, because Nancy McLaughlin from Jason Lives had told me, like, she and I are pretty close, and she and I have physically met, but we, she's been on my show um 5+ times now, and I know if she did a convention, I'd probably be helping her at her table, you know. And again, another one that I have a good report with. So I don't feel nervous talking about them because they just let me be me. But but yeah, I can relate to that side of you.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
I'll tell you this as far as Lynn Lowry goes. When I met her, she's a hugger.
Right.
Yeah, when I did horror, I was at Horrorama both days. In 2018, I went both days, and I met her both days because, well, she's worth meeting both days, and she's a delight to meet. And she does not look her age. I won't say how old she is, but she still looks great.
Mhm.
And yeah, I she knows anytime she's got one of these little bundles, she knows she can message me about them, and I'm totally for it.
Great. Yeah, she is sweet. She really is. And she did so much. When we talk about the thing later, I'll tell you how much what she did for the project and all. It's really, really cool. Really cool. Both of them. So wonderful. So
So
cool.
so was it Debbie Rochon that brought Lynn Laurie into this project?
Yeah, well, kind of yes and no, I'm going to say, because what happened was I also, another one of my ventures was starting after I left working with the homeless, I got into huskies and wolf dogs and doing like urban mushing. And I started a struggling husky and wolf dog sanctuary. And the idea was we'd get these dogs, which are a little bit harder to people that they might, most of them are biters, work with
Hmm.
them and find some use for them working with people.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, the expense of starting something like that and the amount that I was able to bring in to support it was devastating, just financially destructive. And but I had this one, Stacy Tepletsky is a friend of mine who's going to be in the film, and she does a lot of fundraising and stuff for people, helps people a lot. She's fantastic. She was supposed to be in a film with Lynn Lowry, and so I took a picture of Stacy with the dog, sent it to Lynn on Twitter, and said, "Hey, my friend, helps out the sanctuary, was in this film with you almost, right?" and and Lynn wrote back, "Oh, let me hear more about your thing." And then I talked to her about the project, the film, and Lynn, I'm sure, confirmed with Debbie, because I contacted Debbie then after that or before that to say, "Hey, I think I might be getting rolling on this. Can I ask you to be in it?" And anyway, I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but they both were fantastic and got on board when we got the little bit of money to get started. And I asked Lynn to do an accent, and so she does an Irish accent in this thing, and just fantastic. A lot of work she put in with that. So, and yeah, it's cool. And Debbie's just like, she's almost like producer. She's always encouraging and on me and making sure, like, teaching and guiding, and just so it's so blessed, so blessed.
Kind of doing with you on that film what Lisa does with me when I'm at these convention. Like I've now got my passport. She helped me do that. I've got business cards. That was something she suggested, and there's so many things that she has done to help me improve myself. So I like it when what's been people uh not only have faith in you, but they have so much faith that they're willing to come alongside and say, here are things that you can do to make it even that much more successful, you know?
It makes you want to be better for them. Like, you don't want to disappoint them, right?
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. But but no, I'm gonna look at the name of the film. It's something of Jonah here. I need to
Yeah, it's funny because Segments of Jonah is now like kind of the overarching series title, and this
Yeah,
first
and
thing is
this one here is a Journal of the
Homunculus.
Homuncule. Okay,
Right.
I was gonna botch that. A segment of Jonah. Yes.
Yeah. It just means the little man, but yeah, that's it, it- for me, it goes back to a old time life biology or body book I had, with various articles in it, and they had a drawing, and I found it was from 1600s of a gamete, a sperm cell, and in the head is a little man all curled up, and that's what was proposed at that time happens during conception,
Mhm.
and that always stuck with me. So it became a metaphor for me in this film, um, and yeah. Are you able to share, or can I share any of the pictures or anything?
If you're able to, sure.
I know in Teams they can share screen. Um, yeah, when we're ready, if you want me to, I could show some pictures of Lynn and Debbie and everybody in the film, um, and what it's all about.
Okay.
Mhm.
Uh, just gonna I'm just looking at some of your other credits there. Yeah, bring it up if you're able to,
Let's see what we can show. And
because I don't know how to do any of that. I'm not very
oh,
tech.
oh, it says host disabled participant sharing screen sharing.
Oh,
Uh,
how do I allow that?
I don't know. We usually for work we usually use Microsoft Teams. I'm not too familiar with
Okay, mine says one participant can share at a time, so I'll just put multiple participants can share. Are you able to now?
let's see. Yeah, okay. Very
Okay.
cool. Let's see if I can I'll show you some pics of Lynn and Debbie in the film. Uh
Okay. Yeah,
can
this
you
works.
oh you can see that?
Yeah.
There's
Oh, look at that.
our main homunculus and he and this is our golem. So oh that's small. Let me see if I can bring him up.
Oh, look
And
at the haircut.
right, just like as close as I can get to the original golem. So and what's happened is some of this is very surreal, of course, but I'm telling a story through three different times periods that are all
Okay.
interconnecting, and
Okay.
the goal is to this first one is to introduce a lot of these characters and themes, and to then tie them all in, interweaved into following stories. So let's see. Here's show you some cool shots of Lynn and Debbie here. Uh,
It looks like a
the chess,
chess piece. Yeah, I like that.
yeah. Let's see. Yeah, the chessboard. So yeah, the chessboard plays a part in it. And here's here's a shot of Debbie in the lab pulling one of the homunculi out. Um, and here's Lynn in our lab. So Lynn and Debbie both play nurses from different time periods, but they're currently together, of course. Something's happened in this mysterious zone where this castle is that's caused this time disturbance, or I'm trying to think of a better word for it than disturbance. But these characters are actually very old. Here's Debbie looking, well, as she likes to say, badass um, on the tracks. And a lot of the story centers around this character, Jonah, who's trying to his life was just destroyed. And he's trying to piece all the pieces together. And Lynn and Debbie's backgrounds play into that or lead up to what happened to him. So over the course of these projects, we'll be telling that story. Here's Debbie with the beekeeper buying honey. And she was just such a trooper in putting up with so much of what I put her through. And Lynn, here's Lynn in the cemetery. Now, Edward here, I'll show you a better picture of Edward. Edward X. Young also has been in genre films. Another great interview, by the way,
Okay.
has been in genre films for 20 years and has played some cool roles. And I met at New Jersey Horror Con. I got a table for the film and also for the dog sanctuary. And just partly to meet people, because I don't really know how to meet actors and actresses and local talent. And that helped me. Granted, um, it's an expensive, not well, it's actually an expensive way to do it, but being there, meeting people, learning the lay of the land,
Hmm.
really did help. It was a good education. And I met Ed there. He was promoting another couple of films he was in, and he's become one of my main characters, Dr. Manuel, a wonderful, very caring guy, a good guy to talk to. And he and Lynn, he wanted to work with Lynn for so long, and
Oh, I don't blame him.
right, and he missed one opportunity, oddly enough, in the same film that Lynn, my friend Stacy, was going to be in with Lynn. And so he was very happy to work with Lynn. And here they are in another. You'll see some of these scenes here. I couldn't find some of the locations I wanted, and knowing you want to get back to it. So one of the things I did was I built sets that I could keep returning to.
Oh,
So
that
on my
looks
property,
great.
yeah, it's a weird way to do it, but for me, and not having all the money at once, to be able to shoot, to set things up, and then I could shoot things like with myself or other people over time. It's a different way of using your budget, and so this set is there, that the Dr. Emmanuel's study. I'll show you a better shot of that
The
right
lighting
here.
on him is great too.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we I'm trying to find my style, my mood,
Oh,
and
that looks great, man. I mean, I'm telling you, it
the,
kind of
the
reminds me like it looks like a Hammer film.
yeah, we want to go for that Victorian look, even though it's a modern day psychiatric hospital. This is his study. And this is one of the things where God just like put everything in place.
Hmm.
I walked into a Habitat for Humanity store, and now time and clocks plays a lot into a previous story of this.
Okay.
And I'm walking around, and standing there for like $100 is this beautiful grandfather clock. I'm like, you don't make it as after that. You don't go back and think, well, maybe I should. No, you just get it, right?
Yeah.
And this fireplace, which this is a fake fire in here right now, but I wanted a fireplace, and I kept looking on Facebook Marketplace. Literally 2 miles down the road, someone was giving away this 300-pound concrete fireplace face, and I was we it's just everything fell into place in order to build this. It was so much better than finding a local bed and breakfast that would let us go in for like 20 minutes and never be able to return. Right. So it just things like that really came together. And gave, get to put together this different look for the film. I'll tell you about her in a second. And then I'll repost this. This is our There's a room called the Cocoon Room where you see the chessboard and everything.
Uh-huh.
And this is our main homunculus, and there's a weird interaction between him and the character in this room. Um, so it's going to be a very surreal, different, I hope different kind of thing, because you want to find that thing that's uniquely you and present that, and so I'm hoping that people will like that.
Oh,
And so,
well, I already like it.
oh, cool, thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
And let's see, I know I showed you Ed, Debbie, and Lynn, and Jillian here is a Tromette, and she was fantastic. She plays Debbie's mother. And she I met her at New Jersey Horror Con when Lloyd Kaufman was there with the Trauma group. And I didn't know at the time that Tromettes weren't necessarily actors in the Trauma films. And I followed some of the people I met on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And Jillian has this 50s vibe. She has a store in New Jersey, a hair salon, and does men very 50s style, very stylish, very cool look. And her whole shop is Pee Wee Herman and 50s motif, and just fantastic. So I asked her if she wanted to be in it. She's like, she's always wanted to act. She was so fantastic that day on the railroad tracks playing Debbie's mother. So she'll be back hopefully. But that's why we got to do a crowd fund, because uh, I want to make the ending of this and get everyone back that I need to sort of do to follow up on what we already accomplished.
Oh, so far that looks terrific.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, you need to send some of these people my way. Edward, Debbie, Rashawn, even her, like send them my way. I'll gladly have them on here.
I'll give you Debbie's address, and I'll
Mhm.
let Ed know. I'll ask Ed how best to get in contact.
Sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
I like what I'm seeing though. I mean, you
Oh,
put a
thanks.
lot of work into it. It looks great. And of course, you're listed as an effects artist. Like, um, I'm going to screw up the name. The L movie,
The
Lycaon or
Oh, Lycaon?
Lycaon. Uh,
Yeah. I,
talk
I
talk about working with Scott Ham because you also did the Black Tent with him as well.
well, I didn't. Yeah,
No?
yeah, no. He's not done Black Tent yet, and
Oh, okay.
I I don't like presenting myself as even a film, forget filmmaker. I don't like presenting myself even as an effects artist. I do the stuff I need to do, and I like
Hmm.
doing my stuff um, because I don't have the funds to really hire somebody, and and I like doing it, but it's a lot to do everything. And
But you do have the skill, though.
yeah, but I wouldn't say that if someone was to hire me, I would feel like confident in saying I'm as good as every guy. I can tweak my stuff and get it where I want because I can keep working it.
Hmm.
And I guess it's a different thing when you have to like. There's a different nervousness when you have to live and do something great for someone else. And with yourself, you can tweak it, you can go back, you can scrap it, and it's all on you. But yeah, I don't present myself as an effects artist. I do a lot of digital effects, and I do a lot of that for my job. um
Okay.
but with Scott, uh, he had someone apply a makeup that they had gotten from somewhere, and Scott wanted to reapply it and reshoot some stuff. There were limitations because we had to use that same makeup. So I just did my best to help out with
Okay.
that. And but Scott does, he's always working harder and making things, improving things. So we're waiting to see the next level of that. But I'm very like involved in my project here, so I don't I didn't work regularly on like Hey, and I just sort of popped in to help out with that
Okay.
a little bit. And Black Tent was is still finding all its funding. They
Oh,
have
okay.
yeah, so that I think he has asked me to do visual effects and such, some more CGI type stuff, and
Okay.
just waiting to hear what's going on with that. Yeah.
Okay. So this film Project Hair, you
Mhm.
just have to film the ending. That's it?
Well, no, I shot the bulk of Debbie and Lynn's uh, scenes, and so but when now I'm set up to shoot other stuff that's the Jonah character, things I can do without needing a lot of other people involved.
Okay.
It's fine. I'm looking at you all. I'm sorry. I'm looking all the way over here because I've got your
Oh
screen.
no, that's okay.
Okay,
That's
now I can look
okay.
more right here. And so I'll be shooting some of the effect shots, some of the the special makeup effects work. This Let me see if I can. Am I still sharing? Because I can show you this guy. Can you see this guy behind me here? So in the
Yes, I
film,
can.
yeah, in the film,
You
I
mean
got
the bald character?
this.
Kind
Yeah,
of looks like Jason from Friday the
there he
13th,
is.
the
Right,
final
yeah,
chapter.
right. Oh, my favorite one, by the way.
I've interviewed Ted White twice. He was my favorite version of Jason.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah, I
wow.
was lucky to
Oh,
get him before he passed.
oh, it's. I hate to hear how many people we're losing that we grew up with and were important to us. Wow, wow. Um, anyway, the guy that she's pulling, I'm trying to find that shot here. Anyway, I don't want to hold it up, but things like with this is the stage one, the one I used at the cons, but the other one that's in the lab. Going to shoot some of the effects with that. I have to shoot a lot of parts that just involve my character. The only reason I'm in it is because I work really cheap, and I'm almost always there when I need me, and that's it. Otherwise, if I could afford it, I would have someone else. But then there's a few other characters that we need to bring in that are more local that I can shoot with. And I'd like to pay people. I don't like to ask people to do things for free or on promise. I'd
Hmm.
rather just I I just think people work and they deserve to get something out of it. And
Yeah, that's reasonable. Yep.
so so some of these other characters, we need to get in it for a few days here and there, and a few of them will be working with Lynn when she returns. Lynn will be returning in August, hopefully, the first early on August, and then I have to get Debbie back for the finale. And yeah, so little bits I got to fill in the body of this right now, but I do want the ending to be um, what I think in my head. That's all I think. But anyway, yeah, you know,
Well,
yeah.
I'm going to tell you, it looks great.
A guy in
There
the
you
lab.
go.
There he is. Um, so yeah, and that's the scoop, and I really appreciate you. We're on Indiegogo right now. If you want to find the movie on Facebook, it's whatever, facebook.com/SOJ Segments of Jonah, SOJ movie. And you can look up Segments of Jonah on Indiegogo if you anyone would like to help us.
Okay. Okay. Oh wow. Well, you're doing a great job with this. I like what I'm seeing. Like I said, looks very much like a Hammer horror film, or even like with your effects, the way you're doing them remind me of one of my heroes. Speaking of stop motion, Ray Harryhausen.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I Boy, do I wish I had the talent, skill, and patience to do actual stop motion, right? Because that is such a skill. And I have very few skills that I'll be proud of, but I do a mighty fine imitation of most Harryhausen creatures, like anything that walks on two legs. So someday a chiller, if I see you a chiller, you can ask me to do that.
Harryhausen, my favorite movie he did was Clash of the Titans.
Oh
I love Clash of
mhm.
the Titans, and The Golden Voyage of Sinbad is a very
Yes,
close second, you know.
that's my favorite is Golden Voyage.
Yeah, I've had Caroline Monroe on here, and Kurt Christian's been on here from it, you know. I get to beat Caroline. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I had John Walsh on here in tribute to Harryhausen because he worked very closely with him. I've actually got a Ray Harryhausen autograph. I got through the mail back in the 90s, and when I wrote to him, and he signed this picture, and he said that he's so happy to hear from fans who enjoy their films as more than just a couple hours to pass the time. Because I told him how much Clash of the Titans meant to me growing up, and I've still got the movie here on Blu-ray. I love Clash of the Titans, you know, and that was one of my favorites growing up, and it's still a favorite of mine for fantasy, you know. So
Yep.
yeah, that Medusa segment, for example, was just masterful, you know. Yeah. No, if you're at Chiller, you'll find me at Lisa's booth, Lisa Langlois. I'll be there helping her out. Um, there won't be, I know there's a few autographs I'd like to get there, but that'll depend on because I won't leave her table unless I got a moment where I can do it. If she's got a lot of people, I'm going to stick by her, you know, because that's that's what I'm there for. I'm there to help her out. So,
And that's
you
a pretty
know.
crowded convention too, I think, right?
Well, I'd like to at least meet the people that's done my show, you know, and there's a few of them that have, not a lot, but a few. You know, there's two of the Warriors that have done my show that are going to be there.
Oh,
Stefan Armgrim's done my show. He's going to be there. Lynn Griffin's going to be there. She's done my show, but I think I got her to sign everything. I got all the Blu-rays signed, so I don't know. I might at least say hello. Um, yeah. Um, and Tara Buckman's gonna be there, and you know, I've had her on the show, so. But there's also some other people there that I wouldn't like. Sybil Shepherd, very tempting, but I don't know how much she's gonna be. Um, Rosanna Arquette is definitely tempting, you know. But we'll see. We'll see, you know. But I'm there to help Lisa. I'm not going to leave her swamped at her tables, you know. So
right.
yeah. So and Lisa's always a trip to hang out with. So
Yeah.
yeah, Lisa's awesome.
Cool.
Lisa's awesome. I'm actually going to be sh splitting a room with Charles Rosenay, who's going to be there. He's wrote the book of top 10 horror list, and
Oh,
he's been on my show 3 times. and he's going to have a booth there. He's the one that connected me with Buckman, and he approached me and he said, we could do each other a favor by just splitting a room and cutting our costs down. And I was like, yes, absolutely, because I know who he is and he knows who I am.
Mhm.
We're going to be in the Hampton part of the hotel, but it's attached right there to the Hilton where the event is. So it's perfect. So I wanted to be in the same hotel Lisa's in because that way, if she needs me to carry something for her, I can do that. You know, so that works out perfect for all of us. So yeah,
Yeah.
come by. Have you done many conventions?
No, no. I'm sort of a germaphobe, so I'm not big on being around crowds. That was one of the effects that happened from work at the Rescue Mission. But I've never been really super big crowd guy. So, but doing a couple of the New Jersey horror cons and then going to some as just as a visitor, um, that helped because I do like meeting people, but I need that sort of having that my dog there, Spirit, was usually with me, and that helped because everyone wants to see the dog, right? The Terrifier guys were great, and uh, David Thor. I always mess
I've
up.
had him on the show, David
Yeah,
Howard Thornton. Yep.
yes, wonderfully nice guy. He loves Spirit. Unfortunately, I lost Spirit in November, but yeah, he was really cool with Spirit. And Noah Hathaway from Battlestar Galactica and Neverending Story was great. Just sat with him talking with
I've
Spirit.
had Tammy Stronach on from
Yeah.
Neverending Story. I've had her on twice.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you want me to tell you a story about her?
Uh-huh.
She is exactly 3 weeks younger than me.
Oh, no way. Okay.
We're both born the same year.
Ah,
I was July 8th and she was July 31st.
okay.
Same year,
Wow.
except that she looks a lot better than I do. She's into ballet and stuff like that. Like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
Beautiful.
abs
Yes.
yeah. Um, so anybody else that reacted well to
Oh,
Spirit?
oh yeah. Well, Kelly Maroney and Catherine Mary Stewart. I was first getting there. I had to walk Spirit out to the boardwalk to, before I got into the show to relieve himself. And here comes Catherine Mary Stewart with her coffee and her stuff in the morning. And we're walking past. She gets all excited. She sees the dog. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to come see you anyway. And her and Kelly Maroney is such a sweetheart. They were so wonderful. And so we got our picture together. And Linnea Quigley runs an animal rescue. And she got, Spirit and I visited her for a bit. Michael Berryman is awesome. He,
I've interviewed all those people you mentioned. I've interviewed Michael Berryman. I've interviewed Linnea Quigley. I've interviewed Catherine Mary Stewart's been on twice.
oh, really?
I've
Okay.
had Kelly Maroney on. Um, Kelly, I actually got a signed copy of Blu-ray of Chopping Mall that I ordered through her,
Mhm.
and I got a picture of her holding that signed thing up. Um, and I've had Catherine Mary Stewart on a couple times. Michael Berryman I had on. I met Michael Berryman at Frightmare in the Falls one year. And Linnea Quigley I've met twice, and I had her on in 2019, right on my birthday. So yeah, I've met all of those people that you just mentioned.
Yeah, they're really great. Michael Byrne, I really want to have him in the film, and but he's only union, and it just don't have that
Oh,
money.
he's a great guy. Yeah. You
Michael
think,
Pare was cool to meet. Because I was a big fan of Streets of Fire when in my teens, so
yeah.
he was cool to meet, and he was great. I like Bad Moon, that werewolf film he did.
Oh, Bad Moon. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, he was cool. He was very
Hmm.
cool, and Patty Mullen, she's a sweetheart, and it's just one of those things where like I have trouble. I had Spirit with me when I went to meet Lynn physically because she was at that one show, and Patty was there in her Frankenhooker costume, And
Oh, that's right. She was Frankenhooker. I forgot. Why
yeah,
did that slip my mind?
and she's so sweet. And it's one of those situations where I just don't know what to say to people. Like, I'm just like, I'm so embarrassed, and I'm like, I kept going over, and she was so sweet with the dog, and I don't know. It's like one of those things you wish you can go back and not, sound like an idiot, right? But yeah, so and I actually, she's someone I actually have a role for in the film. Like if I ever, get the opportunity to pull that magic off, that would be cool. They all seem to be playing nurses, so figure that one out.
There you go. There
Yeah.
you go.
So yeah. No, the shows are that. I think that was great. There was an education there and going to the shows, both as having a vendor's table and just going as a visitor.
Well, you want me to you don't have do you have a dog now?
I have five, and there someone just asked me to take a wolf dog from Texas that's supposed to be 25% wolf.
Now, are
Um,
you gonna if you come to chill, are you gonna bring one with you?
I got to check and see if I get if that's okay at Chiller. I don't know if the venue allows that, if they allow animals or not.
The reason I bring it up is because Lisa Langlois, the actress I'm assisting, she loves dogs.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you'll get a great reaction out of her with the dogs.
Oh, well, if I can, if this new dog comes through by then, and it's supposed to be a good ambassador to dog, uh,
Hmm.
maybe I can give it a try there. I'll test her first and see if the dog's, uh, comfortable. If they said she is, with crowds, but that would be a good opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, Lisa's a dog lover. Now, me, I'm more of a cat person. I don't have anything against dogs, mind you, but I'm more of a cat person. But Lisa is a dog person.
Okay.
She loves dogs. So yeah, well, I hope that works out for you. I
Yeah.
hope that works out for you.
Thank you.
No, I like what you're doing. I love the uh what you're doing with your effects work there. And I
Thanks.
like the what it resembles on the screen. Like I said, those still photos you showed are fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very
Yep.
much. Thanks.
If that's anything like what the film is going to be,
Mhm.
I think it's going to be absolutely terrific. I'm glad you reached out and yeah. Do you have any charities that you're involved with or anything like that?
Well, with the dog sanctuary, we were working with we're trying to do more with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and uh COVID kind of messed that up, and then I
Oh yeah,
because
that messed up a lot of things. I
it
worked through it because I'm a cleaner,
mhm,
you know, but it screwed up everything else because I did about 30 interviews in 20 no yeah 30 interviews in 2020, and then the station got shut down and I had several people waiting to come on
mhm,
and I was stuck. It was Nancy McLaughlin of Friday the 13th Part 6 Jason Lives that introduced me to Zoom.
mhm,
So that's how that worked. But
mhm.
and this is much better because now I can just do it right from my apartment.
Right. Right, right. Yeah.
And plus, I can see people. So when I have somebody like Lynn Laurie on there,
Mhm.
I get to see her lovely, glorious beauty right there.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
Well,
And of
we
course,
were getting people coming out even after COVID, but there's a big animal rescue that I didn't realize how big it was just down the road, um, about 15 minutes away, and I didn't realize how many people go to that. And who's going to want to come hang out with my dogs or go mushing when they can see a million animals down the road? So that's been one of my troubles with the sanctuary, you know.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a web page or anything that
On on Facebook, the it's probably the best place to get most of this stuff
okay.
is let me see if I could find it's called Mushing Mission Sanctuary, and
Hmm.
let me see if I could
I
find
love those chest piece looking
oh
items there. That just looks great.
and they're one of the things we have as perks. Like you could pick a set, and let me
Oh,
see.
really? You can purchase those?
Well, you could purchase like one. You get like one monster, one angel as a perk. I was thinking of offering some. Okay, so I'm sorry. Here's the SOJ movie. This is the movie page. SOJ movie, and then the sanctuary is here, and it's were husky instead of werewolf. Just type in were husky, and
Okay.
here's the sanctuary, and here's our logo thingy, and this is the spirit chasing my kids, my nephew and niece into the pool. And here's Catherine Mary Stewart and
Oh, look at
Kelly
that.
Maroney. There they are, right? And there's Lynn,
Here's Lynn.
the
Yeah.
spirit, and that's my spirit. Um, and let's see, and there's the wolves howling.
There
But
you
yeah, so
go.
where husky instead of werewolf, where husky will after facebook.com will take you to that page.
There you go. There you go. That is awesome. That is
Thank you.
awesome. Now, again, advertise the Indiegogo on here again.
Oh, okay. So if you go to Indiegogo, probably the easy way is just type in segments of Jonah,
Hmm.
and it'll look like, oh, I got to get around um, it'll look like this. And these I'm not, I don't seem to reach a lot of people on my own page, and most of the people have already like supported my dog sanctuary thing. So I hate constantly asking people, that have already given so much. So that's why it's really hard for me to get.
Well, I can share that on my page. That's not a problem.
That would be awesome.
I'll do what I can. I'm kind of in a financial situation of
Oh,
my own,
yeah. No,
but if I can do something, I will. Yeah.
sharing
Um,
is always so awesome because it just, I don't want to leave Lynn and Debbie's characters and Ed's characters dead. We gotta
no,
gotta bring them
no,
back.
that's right. That's right.
Oh,
No,
there's
absolutely.
so yeah, and so it would be good because I really hope that this turns out well because there's 3 to 4 more stories to finish this off and tighten up some of the questions. So this will be a standalone movie, but there's still a lot that it's going to lead to. And
Mhm.
yeah, so thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Okay, and you feel free to share it on my page too. You got my permission.
Oh, thank you. Okay,
Yes, that's no problem. Feel free to tag me in it, put it right on my page. I have no issue with that at all.
great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. It looks great. And like I said, you got Lynn and Debbie in it, and that's fantastic as well. So you is that the first time working with actors of that caliber?
Yes, yeah. So
That's a plus.
it
That's a plus.
was
It shows
amazing.
you're elevating, and that can only get better for. I'm gonna tell you, it's interesting because like it can only get better for you. Like I was told the other day just through calling somebody about my tenant insurance, guy I was talking to on the phone, I spoke to last year said that my show was mentioned very positively at a film class in Cape Breton, and I was like, really,
Oh wow.
really, And I had just interviewed a guy the other day that is going to be at Chiller and happened to really enjoy my show, and he teaches seniors a class for senior citizens about films from the 30s and 40s, and I'm always amazed when anybody listens to my show, let alone recognizes me in any way. Because I'll tell you, I got home before this interview from an all night of cleaning a building. That's what I do. Um, so I don't see anything significant about myself, but it's kind of like the stuff that Lisa taught me is kind of elevating, and hopefully it'll lead for me to be able to eventually move to Toronto, which is one of my goals, you know. So you got Lynn Laurie and Debbie Rochon in your movie. they know people in the industry, or you can work with them again, you know.
Yeah.
It can get better for you.
Yeah, and they're such a blessing. I tell you, you learn not only do you learn so much, but they're very tolerant of my eccentricities.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
like I said, I've never had Debbie Rashawn on here before, but I've definitely had Lynn Lowry on. I met her. She's a gem.
Absolutely, such a sweetheart and so fun. And she worked. I mean, just the work she put into doing that accent was amazing. And Debbie, oh man, she's such a cheerleader and so like such a trooper. Like she's been through the trenches and she's willing to go through them again with you. Like she's just both of them, just such a gift, such a gift. And Ed, you this guy, you're gonna love talking to him too. He's a
Absolutely.
wealth of info. Mhm. Yeah,
Absolutely. And you got that girl that they say is a traumette.
yeah. Jillian Harrison.
Well, here's the thing. That puts you a little closer to Lloyd Kaufman and people he's associated with as well.
Yes. I
So
wanted
you're
Lloyd to
in the
be
right
in.
direction.
Yeah, and I had a thing for him to do, but just time wise, it wasn't working out. And but I still want to get Mr. Kaufman in there at some
Hmm.
point. So absolutely. Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you know what? It was wonderful having you come on
Awesome.
here today, and promote this project. And I'm glad you reached out to me. I appreciate it. And
Thank you.
my show is always open to anybody to come on and tell their story, and I don't close off to anybody. And I'm glad that you felt that you could reach out. So I was happy to have you come on here today.
Thank you so much. I know you were kind enough to accept my friend's request a long time ago, and I've been like, hoping we get to this point, and I wanted to reach out to you. So thank you so much. And check out Scott's Lycaon trailer. I think he probably sent you the trailer. Trailer is excellent.
I got to check that out. I'm going to reach out. Got to have him come back on again too, because I know he was pitched at me by Scott the Icon Helmspress, and I was like, Scott, I've interviewed him before, but uh, you know what? I'm happy to have Scott Ham back on. So yeah, I'll be reaching out to him again and get him to pitch his whatever project he's doing, and I'm sure he'll have great things to say about any work he's done with you.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, no, it's great working with him. He pops over every once in a while. And so yeah, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, is that a Freddy Krueger hat behind you?
No, over here. No, it's just I don't know how close it is to Freddy's hat, but it's just a Western fedora. But I don't know. Is it close to a Freddy? I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe. It's more like Indiana Jones style.
You know what? Indiana Jones is cooler than Freddy, so
The whip or the blades, pick them.
yep. I'll take it. Well, Raiders of the Lost Ark, great movie. So there you
Yes.
go. There you
Hmm.
go.
Hmm.
Well, you know
Absolutely.
what, Tommy? It was wonderful having you come on here today.
That's awesome.
Feel free again. You have my permission to share any of that on my page. I have no beef about that, and absolutely, we'll get that out there.
Yeah. I really appreciate it. This has been fun. You're great to talk to. Next time, maybe we just talk about movies.
You know what? We can do that. We can do
Yeah.
that. Absolutely.
Cool. Cool.
Well, anyway, you have yourself a wonderful day. I'm gonna
Thank
get this all prepared, and then I gotta have myself my daily sleep before I go to work tonight.
you. Oh gosh. All right. Rest well, and thank you so much. And it's been fun. I really appreciate it.
You take care, man.
Take
God
care, my friend.
bless.
Take care. God bless. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
I don't know how to close off here. Let's see.
I gotta
Yeah. Well, this will be. I guess this part you're going to edit out.
Oh no,
Oh, good.
I love keeping the
Oh
oh
God.
gee, I've never done this before, so this is all new.
They got. I'm going to stop sharing. That might
Oh, there
help.
we go. There
Okay.
we go.
All
That
right.
works.
I was blocking it.
You
All
take
right.
care. You have
Take
yourself
care,
a
my
good
friend.
day.
Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
No problem. Bye bye.